Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
But I remember being 16 in high school, being in my school uniform, long pants and a tie, and I deadlifted 200 kgs, so that's 440 pounds. So yeah, so that was I actually have a video of it, so it might get leaked somewhere. Someone might be able to find that one.
We might need to get that one to B-roll the show in.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, you know, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
57% chance of winning a PGA Tour major. Would I be wrong by saying I want to invest in the no on Scottie Scheffler? And that $100 investment would pay back $213 here. Everybody thinks Scottie's going to win. It's like 100 golfers in those fields each and every week in the majors, the best golfers in the world. I'm going against the grain, Joe. Give me the no on Scottie Scheffler.
Prediction Markets Edge, only on SportsGrid.
It's hour number 2, and I feel good. I haven't been able to say that for a while. Usually it's hour number 2, and oh my goodness, Joe Ranieri might need to do an hour solo show here just to get us out in time. But that's okay. Your boys' vibes are high. I feel good. It's a new week. It's new money. 2 weeks to the Super Bowl. More of a focus on college basketball. The topics continue to flow, Joe. I'm not worried about, getting too energy focused here and losing my voice. I love this. This is good stuff. We're back in the good times now.
Right back, Donnie. You have you powered through hour 1.
Made it.
I no doubt you are going to Sam Darnold hour 2 and prove the doubters wrong, my friend. I have no doubt you're going to get through this one.
That's true. And by the way, a lot of the doubters were trying to get proved wrong on Phillip Rivers being the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. The Bills made an announcement today. Well, the Bills actually did. It was Phillip Rivers. He says he's not going to take the Bills' job because he wasn't offered the Bills' job. And he did interview, but he's going to withdraw from sources now. There you go, Phillip Rivers. Back to high school coaching here. Man, could have been a head coach of the Bills.
Well, I got news for you, though. It's not the worst idea if he wants to be a coach, not a head coach, but if he wants to throw his hat in the ring. There are worse moves I think teams can make than having Phillip Rivers work with your quarterback. So I think that's just a precursor to what's about to come with him. Sometimes, Joe, you grow up and your coach is like, here, give me the baseball. Let me show you how to throw this curveball here. Phillip Rivers can actually put the uniform, let me show you how to execute this pass play right here so you see it in real time and see how I work it out in my mind. Could have happened, didn't happen. Phillip Rivers, you're right about this. If he's interviewing with the Bills head coaching job, he will be back in the NFL sooner than later here. You wait. And maybe it's just, let me get back as an offensive coordinator, see if I actually want to do this full time, which he's a football junkie. He'll get right back into it here. But Phillip Rivers will not be the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Took his name out of the running there. Now, let's get to some other hot topics here on the early lineup. Before we get to Mike McCarthy, UFC, non-pay-per-views now. But that doesn't mean there are still not going to be betting irregularities here. Here's Dana White talking about a fight cancellation.
Last thing for me, we did have a fight cancellation today. Not a lot of details on the information of what happened there. There's speculation that maybe this was a wagering flag. What can you tell us?
That's what it is. Happened again. We got called from the Gaming Integrity Service, and I said, I'm not doing this again. So we pulled the fight.
He's right, Joe. Come on now.
Yep. It's, instead of having to go through it, he nipped it right in the bud, right? When the red flags, and again, this is another reason
why legalized sports betting is how you weed these kinds of characters out. Because once those red flags go up, you know, he was like, we're not fighting. We're not even going to find out anything. The minute it's up, it's over. And those two guys, good luck getting another fight in the UFC, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Like Dana White's gonna be like, hey, we flagged it, but let's wait to watch if it was actually true for what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I heard about it. It's out. Those guys are done. I'm not doing with this again because, hey, heavy betting. But what happened here? The heavy favorite was going to get knocked out in the first round. Like, all right, enough with this stuff. We're not going through this again. That's how you nip in the bud. But that's also why legalized sports gambling can catch it. And they did in that instance here. Let's get to Mike McCarthy. He's going to be the new head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you would have told me last week, Joe, on every one of these shows, Donnie, there's a list of 20 people up for this Steelers job. Who's not going to get it? I would have told you it was Mike McCarthy had no shot at the Pittsburgh job. Therefore, Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I told you, Donnie, I told you here last week, do not be shocked that it's a package deal, too. Like, he gets there, Aaron Rodgers comes back, and there you go. I mean, listen, this is still an aging roster with no answers at quarterback. And, you know, all of this, you know, what is he, 62 years old here, Mike McCarthy. This isn't going to be a 20-year hire like it has been in years past for Pittsburgh. They've got to kind of weather the storm, and McCarthy is going to be tasked with transitioning Pittsburgh into another generation here. I mean, they've got to figure out a way to get a quarterback in there. They got to get younger on the defensive side of the ball. He's going to have his hands full, McCarthy, but kudos to him.
Do you remember how badly it ended in Green Bay where you still have Aaron Rodgers in his prime, but then you're going out getting massages on Fridays instead of going to practice as the head coach? And then you take a year off and you convince the Dallas Cowboys that all you did was work on analytics when you got back in the building, they learned that you didn't work on any analytics when you were away. And then it didn't work out for the Cowboys. Now it's going to work out for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who the Steelers' MO is, let's get young, energetic, who we anticipate is going to be our coach for the next 20 years. And they went the exact opposite of that. We'll see if it works out. Jonathan Gannon, hopefully he works out as the Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator. The former Arizona Cardinals head coach now moves on to Green Bay as their coordinator to replace Jeff Hafley.
Listen, he's walking into a tremendous defense, great defensive opportunity. They just signed LaFleur to the extension, so he's got stability there. This is a great opportunity for him to go to a place, high profile, kind of redo his image here a little bit, and then in a couple of seasons have an opportunity to go ahead and get a head coaching job. He was great in Philly, Donnie. I think he is one of the better defensive coordinators in the NFL.
Doesn't have to deal with Mr. Call of Duty, a quarterback either. He can say, you know what, let me just focus on the defense and see how we can run that at this point. Sean McDermott's going to be focusing on himself, apparently, for the next year. Looks like he's going to sit out this coaching cycle and wait till next year for more things to pop up. I don't know how many more things can pop up. 10 head coaching spots popped up this year. Maybe the Buffalo Bills will hire him back and they can just make amends. No? Come on.
Listen, they keep getting signatures on that petition.
They do.
They might very well have him back. But listen, I don't blame him. It's been a lot. Maybe take a year, breathe. Vrabel did this. Look at where he is now. Take a year off, have some, reflect on it, relax, and then I'm sure McDermott will be back on the sideline sooner rather than later.
Matthew Stafford was excited to come back next year to the Los Angeles Rams, and now he's not so sure. Is that his wife saying, we got a podcast we need to sell, or is that his agent going, if you tell them you might not come back, I can get you more money? What do you think, Joe?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, I don't even think it's about the money. I think it's about the situation with him of, does he want, his body at this point? Don't forget, Donnie, we had all sorts. People were questioning how long he would last this year. Like, he didn't play in the, early on in camp and didn't play any preseason game. Everyone's like, oh, this guy's a wreck. All right, well, he made it through the whole season, probably winning an MVP. Does he have enough left in the tank to want to run it back? It's, with those receivers, I might consider it.
Remember the last time they won a championship and he got up on the podium and a reporter fell like 3 stories off the scaffold and he just looked at him and turned around? Yep, there you go, Matthew Stafford. Let's go, baby. Zion trying to sell sneakers with who? I don't know. Is he Going to make a Chinese shoe, a Japanese shoe. Still not going to be a Nike shoe at this point right now. Nike's like, hey, brother, you ain't selling enough. You're out.
Yeah. Zion sneakers coming to a Kohl's near you. I can assure you of that, Donnie. That'll be where you can buy them. Unbelievable.
On the rack, man. Scotty Scheffler, 4-shot win. Another championship for Scotty Scheffler. We're not even to the Masters yet, and this guy's already in Masters technique, ready to go.
So shocking that he would save his best round of golf on Sunday and blow right by the field. Everyone was yelling about the rookie and Brown, and oh my goodness, look at all this going to be. Yeah, no. So much for a long shot winning this year, Donnie. Yeah, no.
Koepka's going to get him next week, Joe. You wait and see. We got rivalries renewed, and maybe even Captain America Patrick Reed can come back to the PGA Tour. Apparently, the PGA Tour doesn't have an appetite for Patrick Reed, and the Live Golf is like, well, your contract's coming up soon here too, buddy. What are you going to do?
Listen, Patrick Reed is the best villain the PGA could want because nobody likes him on the PGA. Nope. He doesn't like anybody else. I think he's great for the sport. We all need villains, but I'm not sure they're going to have the open arms for him here. So I'd be careful alienating Live here, Patrick Reed, for the time being.
Take that paycheck, get that money, keep it moving forward here. We're going to talk some NBA action coming up next. Giannis Antetokounmpo injured. Will he be traded? And also, I cannot stand when players get their jersey retired when they should never be retired. Who's that we're talking about next?
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. There's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is the fear that we had going on. And the players obviously were paid $10,000 to $30,000 per fix. But what this does is it hits at the core of the identity in the sport, especially in the modern day betting era.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Hey, daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. Yeah. But all of a sudden, the prospect of daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Did Giannis Antetokounmpo just make the decision and take it out of the Milwaukee Bucks' hands, whether they trade him or if he wants to be traded, or if the Bucks make a trade to make sure Giannis Antetokounmpo is happy? It's been a disaster season scenario already for the Milwaukee Bucks, and Doc Rivers, he don't have any answers for this. But now Giannis tells the media the other night that he has a right calf strain, and he's supposed to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Ouch.
Shocker, right? As I'll give him credit, Donnie. He did try, he did come back after the first go around of Giannis wants out, right? says, I would never do that. I would never tell Milwaukee I want to get out.
Yeah.
Plays a couple of weeks, right? Steve gets reminded how terrible they really are. And now all of a sudden, here comes the calf injury again. And now he's out another 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, I would not expect Giannis to be in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform much longer. They will figure out a way to hit the reset button with that organization.
Like, now this, like, Giannis has been banged up quite a bit now. So if I look at this from the terms of the other NBA, because most people just focus on the playoffs and what this is going to mean long term. But anytime I keep on hearing calf strain, that just tells me it feels like the Achilles is ready to tear as well. If you're another organization, what do you do with Giannis? More importantly, do we see, like, the trade deadline is coming up in what, a week and a half at this point? What do we think happens with Giannis? Like, if I ask you right now, Joe, on this day, Giannis is a Buck, February 7th, or no? What is it?
I don't think he will be. Although, it's going to be very difficult, obviously, to move a superstar like this. But if they can move Luka out of Dallas, I can assure you they can figure out a way to move Giannis out of Milwaukee and kind of hit the reset button. And you know Giannis behind the scenes wants out. Nobody wants – that team is an absolute disaster. Doc Rivers is a mess. It's just not a good situation. And he doesn't want, listen, does he really want to be the guy that has to play 35 minutes a night and carry the team in an 82-game season? No. I think he's ready to move on in a big way.
Let's get to the good stuff here, Joe. When you retire a jersey, you know what that says to me? There will never be another one like this player. And some organizations don't really take that to heart. The New York Yankees, they'll give anybody a jersey. Hey, you play for the Yankees for a couple years? Yeah, there you go. Boom, Monument Park, congratulations. We'll bury you out there, and you can retire your jersey. The Chicago Bulls retired Derrick Rose's jersey. And now, granted, Derrick Rose was an exciting talent. There's no doubt about it. But if you're telling me Chicago Bulls fans and Chicago Bulls organization, there will never be another guy who makes 3 All-Star teams in this jersey here. I don't mean to be the pessimist, but I love playing this angle all the time. Derrick Rose retirement jersey. For who, for what?
Well, I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that, post Michael Jordan, the Bulls have exactly been at the top of the league. But, when they got it, don't forget, he was from Chicago. So he was a native. For them to be able to get him and then watch Thibs destroy this kid's career by burning him into the ground the way that he did. It's the least they can do. But he was that next Jordan for Chicago. Like, he had all the ability in the world. Hometown kid in a Bulls uniform, MVP, and then they just systematically... How he even played 16 NBA seasons, Donnie, with the way they just absolutely destroyed him early in his career is kind of amazing.
Like, it's okay to have a Derrick Rose night. It's okay to have a Derrick Rose jersey giveaway. It's okay to put Derrick Rose in your wall of fame and acknowledge that, yes, he was an important player for us at the time. But when you retire it, like, he's going up there next to Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. They're not even close in comparison here. He didn't win a championship. He was a 3-time All-Star. Yeah, he won an MVP, and then his knee gave out against the Philadelphia 76ers. They got wiped out in round number 1 of the playoffs. It's not a knock on Derrick Rose. It's a knock on the organization where I guess it is like, you know what? I think we can make a lot of headway in the city, and we'll make a lot of money on Derrick Rose night. Let's go ahead and do it, as opposed to again, you can have a Derrick Rose night. You can have a Derrick Rose appreciation night and do all of that stuff here. I just don't understand why we retire jerseys of 3-time All-Stars. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't.
Well, it was his first year. Forget it. He was rookie of the year. He's a 3-time All-Star. He's an All-NBA first teamer. He was also the youngest MVP in NBA history. And this was all still in the, post Michael Jordan era where, how are you going to live up to Jordan? But for the Bulls, he was everything. And then they basically physically destroyed him. And once the injuries came, and again, I don't know how he played 16 years, Donnie, without 2 knees.
Yeah,
because he basically had no knees, and he still figured out a way to get his game and make a difference for team. And he was, in many aspects, with that Knicks team at the end there, he was kind of the heart and soul there for a couple of years as well.
I am anti-jersey retirement except for like Babe Ruth, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky. Like, you got to be on that level, like the best player, not on that team history, in the history of like 100-year sport. Then I'll give you the nod here. And also, these teams operate like, hey, in 300 years, the Bulls won't be around. Now, in 300 years, you have, okay, now starting at power forward, Michael Thompson, number 346, 7,422. Yeah, congratulations, because every other number was taken up here. How about the NBA? They were even dealing with cancellations here. By the way, the NFL dodged a bullet also. You had some East Coast games which were doing crazy yesterday. Mavericks and the Bucks in Milwaukee postponed because they could not fly. Second NBA post-game to the climate today. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy. A lot of things. I mean, the college basketball schedule got all wonky. And it's just guys playing back-to-back games, playing earlier, not playing on Sunday, playing on Friday. It was a mad dash this weekend because of good old Mother Nature. But it looks like they'll figure it out here over the next couple of days, but it's been a little crazy. Some NBA players, Donnie, are going to have to play games in a row. Can you believe that? I know it's tough for them.
Special dispensation. They won't have to do that here. By the way, Lakers and the Bulls tonight in Chicago. Maybe they get a bump from that Derrick Rose retirement ceremony. 237.5 is the total, 1.5 point favorite on the road for the Lakers, Joe. What's something quick we can take home with this game?
Yeah, don't watch it. It will not have the same juice as the Derrick Rose ceremony. I can promise you that. But all right, Lakers, got to go on a roll at some point.
Joakim Noah retired next. Come on, Bulls, make it happen. We'll be right back. Wow.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, you know, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, you know, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is the fear that we had going on. And the players obviously were paid $10,000 to $30,000 per fix. But what this does is it hits at the core of the identity in the sport, especially in the modern day betting era.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Hey, daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Get some predictive markets, people. We love to talk about the predictive markets, including when we actually have a Super Bowl that we know who are going to be the championship contenders. It's Seattle and it's New England. AFC versus NFC here. And we told you earlier, roughly a 4.5 point favorite here for the Seattle Seahawks in a total, coming in around 46.5. If we look at Kalshi right now, a 67% chance that Seattle is going to win this game outright. And if you invest a $100 wager there, pays back $148. Just clicking buttons if Seattle's the champion. Or do you think that the New England Patriots can rise to the occasion with Drake May in the Super Bowl and pull that upset, Joe?
Yeah, it's trending, Donnie, in a place that we were talking about it earlier, that this game is going to go off likely as the big New England likely going to be one of the biggest underdogs we've seen since 2009 in the Super Bowl. And that was the year that Pittsburgh took on Arizona, and Arizona was a 7-point dog. I don't think this is getting to 7, but anything 4.5, 5, 5.5, even 6, Donnie, we usually don't see it this time of year. We haven't seen it in a while in this game, AFC versus NFC. But it certainly feels like it's warranted here, doesn't it? It really does feel like Seattle is the better team, should be the bigger favorite, and likely wins and covers this game.
And like, if we're just doing correlations here into the marketplace, right? It's almost like we're talking about, you know, the percentages and the chance to win. It just feels if you're looking at this game objectively, if you think the New England Patriots are going to win this football game, it's because Drake May was absolutely outstanding in this game and nothing short of that. Otherwise, it's probably going to be Seattle. But we got 2 weeks, Joe, to get prepared for this game, and we'll certainly get every step of the way and comb over this every inch of the way we can. How about this talk? Pro baseball champion. Pitchers and catchers coming up in just a matter of, I guess, days at this point, because next week is February, the WBC, and then away we go into the regular season. Did you know the Los Angeles Dodgers are the favorites here on Kalshi at 35% as a chance to win baseball's championship? Next, followed by the Yankees at only 10% here, Joe. But can I interest you in a no contract of a $100 investment that pays back $152? I'll take the I know the Dodgers are the best team. I know they cheat with payroll. I know they're going to make moves during the regular season. It's still hard to win a Major League Baseball championship. I'm interested in the no. Am I stupid right now for the Dodgers?
I don't think so, Donnie. I think that's the only way you can look at it at this point, because so much can go wrong in a 162-game season. You need so much to go right in order to go yes with that. But I think the value, you got to go no, and then look throughout the season that, yeah, maybe you can be able to hedge something out of that. But absolutely, that's the only way I would look.
Yeah, also, like, if you're just saying, okay, Donnie, I don't want to take the no, but you could take some pretty good chunks on the Yankees, the Mariners, the Mets, the Phillies here, and just load those up. Like the Phillies right here, Dave Dombrowski told you he doesn't think Bryce Harper can be elite anymore. Take that 6% chance, invest $100 into it, Joe, $1,667 back. And as we always talk, you don't actually have to win the championship. Just hang around for a better price point sometimes during the season, and you could sell that contract and cash in some tickets. Let's get over to the NBA. 43% chance to win it all here on the Kalshi marketplace for Oklahoma City, followed by Denver and San Antonio. Are we buying that much of a favor for OKC? Like, it's already done, Joe. Season shouldn't be played anymore.
You mean the same OKC that's now lost again last night to a Toronto Raptors team at home? No, I wouldn't be going anywhere near OKC. It appears, Donnie, that OKC is, they're realizing, boy, we played a lot of basketball over the last 2 years here, and now it's starting to take its toll here a little bit. And again, every night they're getting the best effort from every team they play because they are the champions.
Investing in the no with Oklahoma City, Joe, 57 cents. It's trading at $100 investment, pays back $176. But I wouldn't even do that. I'd probably just take, Joe, Denver and San Antonio, figuring if one of those two teams can knock off Oklahoma City, you're riding with that free money once you make it into the NBA Finals, and you'll be way higher than 14% or a 9% chance with those two, Joe.
Yeah, that's a good way to approach it. Basically anybody, Donnie, but OKC at this point here, because again, a lot would have to go right in order for them to be able to run the table here.
Who are we taking a flyer on, Joe? Minnesota, Los Angeles Lakers,
no.
The New York Knicks? Who's your flyer team out here? Boston, Joe, making a couple trades?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Miami Heat, who are we kidding, Donnie? The Heat's representing the East.
Come on, it's the Sixers. You know it's the Sixers. Joel Embiid, bounce back season, and away we go into the sunset in Philadelphia. More news and notes next.
Well, if you check the FanDuel Sportsbook immediately after the Mets traded for Freddie Peralta, you will find that in the National League East, the New York Mets are plus 160 on the FanDuel Sportsbook to win the East. That's followed by the Philadelphia Phillies at plus 200, and the Atlanta Braves are right there as well. And then, of course, you have the Marlins and then the Nationals after that. The Mets are favored to win the NL East. Buy or sell. The Mets, George, will win the National League East this season. Buy or sell.
So defensively, this team's going to be a nightmare. Pitching, yeah, okay, I like Peralta. I like McLean. But Craig, can McLean go 150, 170, 180 innings? Don't know. We'll see. And they have good depth there. Peterson, Sanger, blah, blah, blah. Everything they go there. Are they going to win it? No. I'm going to sell this. It's not so much that I'm down on the Mets, but Philly's still a good team. All right? Atlanta, a good team. I think Atlanta is one pitcher short of being that team. All right? And maybe they're a team that gets Gallen or gets Framber Valdez. Even though those guys aren't the same they used to be, Atlanta's named to be a number one. Can they be a 4 or 5? Yes. And I think I would like Atlanta a whole bunch here. So it's not a knock on the Mets. I think they're a playoff team. I just don't think they're going to win the division. Small sell.
I am with George. I think that the Braves are being supremely underrated here. Like, this is a team that easily could win the division. Would they make another signing like that? I don't know that they would. Philadelphia's perspective, are the Phillies as good as last year? They don't, Zach Wheeler, gone for now, I guess. Is he okay? Can he pitch? Ranger Suarez, not there. Dallas Garcia, that's the big ad for the Phillies. So I think it's going to be close, but I don't think it'll be the Mets.
Fantasy Sports Today. Friday, starting at 3 p.m. Only on SportsGrid.
NFL news and notes, college football news and notes here. The college football season ended with the Indiana Hoosiers knocking off the Miami Hurricanes for their first national championship, and Miami back into the fold. We're excited about next year, and looks like there's going to be no expansion, probably 12 teams, and Notre Dame's going to cause a lot of controversy when they're the 12th team to knock out the 10th team, but there's that in here. Let's talk about the Miami Hurricanes, because college athletics is typically, hey, I graduate high school 17, 18 years old. I got probably 5 years to play, 4 years in college. I might get injured, I might transfer here, but I'll be done. 21, 22, 23, all with my life into the NFL or into whatever profession that I do choose. Mohamed Toure is making it an absolute profession to be a college football player / student athlete, returning for an 8th season, Joe. Come on now.
Look, don't hate, don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't hate the kid for taking advantage of the absolute ridiculousness and no rules that the NCAA has put together. I don't blame him. Why not? Listen, Donnie, you and I both know professional students, right, who were on the 18-year plan in college. Like anything to put off actually being an adult, right? Well, this is no different. Like, drag it out as long as you can, because if you ain't good enough to head to the NFL, you might as well keep going back. Now that you're getting a bag and competing for a national championship, I think kudos. But it's just another shining example of how the sport in college athletics has gone completely off the rails.
Like, does he have a doctorate? Like, what's he going for right now? Like, he could, and I would wonder, like, how some of these kids play it out. Like, Carson Beck probably thinks he has a chance to go to the NFL. Let me pick up a major, maybe a minor, and maybe a double degree for how long I've been here at this point. But a lot of these kids, since you're on campus so much, like, it's no surprise, Joe, like, by the start of your junior year in football season, you've already graduated, which means you can start working on your master's. And I'm talking about guys that have been 3-4 years, Joe. This is 8 years. If you're just even slow playing it here, he should have at least 2 doctorates, no?
Yeah, you would think, Donnie, right? You would, I don't even know how you slow play that few credits over 8 years. Like,
exactly.
What's he taking? 3 credits? Like, how does that even work? I have no idea, but, like, people were going crazy when they realized Carson Beck graduated like 2 years ago, and they asked him at the national championship, what was it like balancing your class schedule and footy? He's like, I haven't been to class in 2 years. Like, you got to be kidding me. So, yeah, good stuff, NCAA, doing a great job.
Yeah, we go for 8-year doctorates now to back in the day with Matt Lyon. It's like, yeah, I stayed 4 years, and the only reason I came back because I like the girls and I took basket weaving, and I'm not even trying for another degree to even try to hide this. I'm going to make good money when I turn pro, and that'll be done with it here. So there you go, Toure, 8 years in college football. Welcome back, old man. Davis Webb talks for some head coaching jobs here. We actually just got the latest from Diana Rossini, who says Denver Broncos pass game coordinator Coach Davis Webb will meet with the Raiders later today, his second interview with the Los Angeles Raiders. Adam Schefter chiming in as well.
Yeah, okay, all right. I mean, there was some thought that, Webb, who was with Buffalo, right, knows Josh Allen, back Josh Allen up, is a friend of his. And now that they're giving the reins to Josh Allen to decide and have input as who his next boss is going to be, I thought maybe he'd have an inside track there, but kudos. I mean, they still have 3 job openings plus Buffalo that have to be filled, and there ain't enough quality coordinators with these last 4 teams that we just watched play this weekend to fill those spots. So I think it's going to be very interesting with the draft just a couple of months away, how long it takes. Who would be the last team to hire a coach, do you think, Donnie? Who's it going to be?
Yeah, spinning it all, but somebody's just going to be left out and be like, oh, we'll just take our time here. Like, it can't be the Raiders have the number 1 overall pick. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, you can't have the Raiders just floundering around. Like, somebody's going to sell out to get that job, but then you just never know what these guys actually want to do. Udinsky looks like he's going to be a head coach sooner than later. The 30-year-old looks like he's going to be punching his ticket. Just a matter of who. Couple teams they're interviewing, which if you're going for an interview here, an interview tomorrow, the next day, somebody's going to pull that trigger quick here. But the Buffalo Bills are now looking at Grant Udinsky.
Yeah, again, this is like leftover city here. Like, if this kid was this much of a boy genius, he would have been. We had 10 job openings already. Like, why is it the only teams left that might, give him a contract or let him do it are the teams that every other qualified coach is like, yeah, no thanks, I'm good. Appreciate it. Good luck with your coaching search.
The Cowboys have blocked a request from the Philadelphia Eagles. They went to interview Clayton Adams for their OC position. And also earlier, the Dallas Cowboys actually hired one of the Philadelphia Eagles away to be their defensive coordinator. Dallas has denied. You ain't having this guy, or you're not even talking to him.
I like it. Dallas protecting that tremendous coaching staff that didn't even get him to the postseason this year. I mean, really good stuff there. Should work well. But they did at least fire their defensive coordinator, who probably should never have had a job again anyway.
Here we go, Joe. Up for grabs, which means we want more money. The rights to televise the Monday night wildcard game are up for grabs as of 2026. Let me guess. It'll be on Tubi. What do you think, Joe? Who's going to get this one?
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous here. But listen, the NFL, somebody is going to pay ridiculous amounts of money to get this game here, and it's just an absolute money machine, Donnie. But it'll likely be a streaming service of some sort, if I had to guess.
No doubt about it. And by the way, I didn't like it first, Joe. We went to the Monday Night Football wildcard game. But again, I kind of like it, man. The 2 Saturday, 3 Sunday, 1 on Monday night to get that weekend kick started here. It's kind of good at this point. Also, in the future, let me ask you about this. You know it's coming, Joe. Like, they talk about, hey, we're going to sell the wild card. The Super Bowl usually gets rotated with the premier packages, right? Like NBC, ABC, let's just say ESPN, whoever gets it. When does that go to Netflix? You know it's going to Netflix or a streaming service. When is that going to happen?
Sooner rather than later, Donnie, because they're going to be the only ones left with enough money to be able to afford to do it. Get ready. The whole world's going to be, there will be no more terrestrial TV, right? Old school ways. Like, just give me ABC, NBC. Yeah, no. You're going to have a subscription if you're going to want to watch the NFL.
Can you picture, Joe, 10 years, $69.99 Super Bowl? That's what you got to pay for. And it's only going to be on YouTube TV. Oh, boy.
Coming.
I mean, it is coming at this point right now. No doubt about it. By the way, Coach of the Year in the NFL. How about these odds? Mike Vrabel, minus 450 price. Mr. McDonald, plus 340 price. Both very deserving at this point. I'm trying to look. Where did we pull these odds from? Because I don't think I see them on FanDuel or anything. Do we know where we pulled these odds from?
Vrabel is that big a favorite?
Yeah. Tommy saying he got it from
those
Vanderbilt. Like, is that the favorite in that? Like, nobody, like, is that still going on? Like, it's not a regular season award? Or am I missing this out?
I thought it was a regular season award, but people must be just recency bias. I don't
because
think
he won. Yeah.
Because he won. I mean, that's kind of crazy how those numbers are through the roof there. I mean, both guys won, so you would think that that's a coin flip if we're going based upon the full season body of work here and postseason. But yeah, that number seems way out of tilt to me, Donnie.
Yeah. And the fact that, like, McDonald has a team that's favored by, let's call it 5 points, like, shouldn't it be McDonald minus 450 because he's probably going to win the Super Bowl? By the way, if it is, imagine, like, being a full season award, like, includes the Super Bowl, and McDonald has this season with Seattle, who not a lot of people expected Seattle to be the last man standing in the NFC, and then wins the Super Bowl. Like, but it always was Vrabel's award, Joe. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's basically what it's telling you. That's what it's telling you. It's saying, listen, it's a great season, but we've already decided we're giving it to Vrabel. That's already the deal has been cut. Yeah,
more pomp, circumstances. Really enjoyed it. By the way, Vrabel had an easy schedule. You didn't, but congratulations. It was always going to be Vrabel anyway at this point. But we do have a Super Bowl on the horizon in 2 weeks. Sometimes it's hard to wait for it. Like, you get the excitement of NFC AFC Championship, then you decompress. Then it gets the game week and Radio Row, and you're slaving over every single opinion. What we do, man. We'll be right back.
This is the fear that we had going on. And the players obviously were paid $10,000 to $30,000 per fix. But what this does is it hits at the core of the identity in the sport, especially in the modern day betting era.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Basically my co-host on Game Time Decisions, Josh Doe, and is featured so much. And I also want to say this basically now confirms we are the premier Josh Doe network in all of sports media. No way no other show mentions Josh Doe as much as this one. Is that a success? Is that a failure? I don't know, but I think it's true.
Game Time Decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Meanwhile, Charlie Baker of the NCAA has planted his flag. He wants to see the end of prediction markets, and of course is a little bit nervous with all of the different stories that we've heard surrounding sports betting allegations of some folks being corrupt out there and maybe some point shaving. It does make some sense here. I just wonder which of the sports betting operators are going to stand with the NCAA.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
But I remember being 16 in high school, being in my school uniform, long pants and a tie, and I deadlifted 200 kgs, so that's 440 pounds. So so that was I actually have a video of it, so it might get leaked somewhere. Someone might be able to find that one.
We might need to get that one to B-roll the show with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Seahawks, Patriots, Super Bowl Sunday. 2 weeks be there? Absolutely we will be. But I got to ask you this quick question, Joe. The excitement coming into yesterday's AFC, NFC championship games doesn't feel like it was on the same level as we've seen for like the past 5 to 6 years. And it's not a knock on the teams that were there. They deserve to be there because they won their football games and they showed up. But like the star power, it almost felt like was a little bit lacking, specifically because we didn't get to see Bo Nix and it was Stidham and the game was kind of a mess in the snow. It's like, boy, the days that, I missed the Josh Allens and the Lamar Jacksons and, Patrick Mahomes and the Joe Burrows, they're not there. But have you read, Joe, about the latest script that the NFL basically told us back in September before the season started. Have you read about it?
I have not, Donnie, but it doesn't shock me here. How does this script go exactly?
Apparently, like the picture that was put out, like the cartoon of, all right, like Saquon Barkley's number 26, they just won the Super Bowl and the march starts tonight. But apparently, if you look you get the binoculars out, Joe, and you look all the way up front.
Okay.
You see Sam Darnold and Drake May standing there looking at the Super Bowl trophy way up front, as opposed to Barkley, Purdy, Watt, Mahomes, Burrow, who didn't even sniff this thing, and either Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen.
Unreal. That is just amazing the way they sneak that in there like that. I'm sure coincidence has nothing to do with it, Donnie. I'm sure. And the reason that you have to look so close on is because that's how much of a chance they gave either of those two guys making it to this game. So, don't think it was scripted. Think that is total coincidence.
By the way, this is what we like about this. Here's a tweet from a guy named Chase Sr. The Patriots will be practicing at Stanford. The Seahawks will be practicing at San Jose State. Neither team will be practicing at the 49ers practice facility here. Now, typically, first dibs, you get to go to the NFL marquee place where they have the perfect practice fields. They have the infrastructure already. They have all of the weight rooms and the facilities you need. Is there a reason why nobody's practicing at that 49ers facility, Joe?
Maybe because the power station is there, maybe. And now that the 49ers have announced that they're investigating it, and that entire team can't stay healthy. Yeah, listen, very superstitious. You know how teams are and players are. Like, I would want, now that the cat's out of the bag with that, no way am I going anywhere near that practice field.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive what we're going to see out of the 49ers and how they have to move that and debunk these theories all left and right. I don't think that's going to happen here. But I tell you one theory you don't have to debunk: how good a general manager John Schneider is. The first general manager in NFL history to reach multiple Super Bowls with the same organization. You might say, like, well, wait a minute. The teams have done multiple Super Bowls. GMs do that all the time. But how about this caveat? While having a new head coach and no players from the previous Super Bowl team, a complete rebuild for John Schneider, and he's back.
I mean, kudos. It really is kind of crazy, right? I mean, we knew he was good. That team he put together, the Legion of Boom, with Pete Carroll, that was, nobody kind of wanted that group of guys either he put together, but this could be his finest job ever. It could be one of the best GM jobs that we've seen. Unlike, the Buffalo Bills former GM, now president of operations.
Like, that's how you know you're such a good general manager. It's just the ability to adjust on the fly. Because so many people are like, well, yeah, Belichick ran out of New England because he couldn't survive without Tom Brady, and you knew he just couldn't coach anybody to that level, and Tom Brady's the best, and away he goes and fizzles out. But have a general manager like, okay, we're going to win with the Legion of Boom. We're going to win with Russell Wilson. I'm going to completely flip this franchise over, change quarterbacks multiple times, and find myself back in the Super Bowl with a legitimate chance to win it once again. I think he's done nothing short of a phenomenal job. Every single thing he did made sense. Oh, no, you're going to trade DK Metcalf. He can't do that. You got a guy, JSN, he's even better. Watch us work. And he did. You're going to go after Sam Darnold after what you just saw, what he did in Minnesota, and you already had Geno Smith, who we thought was going to be a winner. Yeah, Geno, get out of town. I'm taking Sam Darnold. Boom, Super Bowl here. Oh, you're going to take a defensive guy named McDonald? Who's this? Never even heard of this guy. Oh, he hides behind the Ravens here. Boom, Super Bowl. Love everything about this. I do.
Listen, he has nailed it. And again, it has to start at the top, right? With, organizations. I can, the same thing with Kraft. We've talked about this. I mean, that guy had to write a check, the largest check that he has ever had to write since owning a football team, in order to be able to clean house and get Vrabel. He did what he had to do and wasn't afraid to do it and spend the money in order to get the right pieces in place. And Seattle, very much to their credit, it starts with leadership at the top, and then it works its way down from there, Donnie.
By the way, Stephon Diggs said he's blessed getting back to the Super Bowl here. Hey, a lot of things he says off the field aren't his fault, and on to the Super Bowl he goes. We have a clip with Stephon Diggs here. Let's go.
Always wanted to be a champion. Always wanted to be a Super Bowl champion, and the opportunity was right there in front of us. We was one game away, and we had to get through Denver, at Denver, AFC Championship. They worked hard all year. They showed that they were a hell of a football team. So for me, man, I've been in the league 11 years, man. I fell short so many times. I can't say nothing but perfect timing as of right now. I was coming off an ACL injury. I'm saying new team, new situation, new coaches, new teammates. It all happened exactly how it was supposed to. So I'm just appreciative, and I think.
Multiple kids on the way for him. You also got the pink baggy experiment over the summer on the boat here. Tough scene for Stephon Diggs this year, man. Fought through it all.
Oh, and now he's going to the Super Bowl. So he's going there before Josh Allen is, which is hilarious. So, you know, that's there's a lesson somewhere in there, Donnie. I'm just not sure what it is.
There is a lesson. The lesson is the New England Patriots are going to be an underdog in this Super Bowl. It just depends on what that final price point's going to be. So we talked like the 2.5 never moved on like the Los Angeles Rams. We did have movement on the New England Patriots Denver Broncos game. Joe, today we'll call it 4.5. Super Bowl Sunday rolls around. You're doing content here on the network. What is that update going to be on that price point Super Bowl Sunday? What is it?
I think it'll be 5.5, 6. It'll be way closer to 6 than it will be to, let's say, 4. I think that's. I think the public is going to look at. They've already had the idea that New England's overrated. Yeah. I don't see how that's changing.
Sam Darnold, 229.5. Give me some of that over on Sammy D for Super Bowl Sunday. We'll be right down to close this bad boy off inside.
Just the fear that we had going on. And the players obviously were paid $10,000 to $30,000 per fix. But what this does is it hits at the core of the identity in the sport, especially in the modern day betting era.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Basically my co-host on Game Time Decisions, Josh Doe, and is featured so much. And I also want to say this basically now confirms we are the premier Josh Doe network in all of sports media. No way no other show mentions Josh Doe as much as this one. Is that a success? Is that a failure? I don't know, but I think it's true.
Game Time Decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Meanwhile, Charlie Baker of the NCAA has planted his flag. He wants to see the end of prediction markets, and of course is a little bit nervous with all of the different stories that we've heard surrounding sports betting allegations of some folks being corrupt out there and maybe some point shaving. It does make some sense here. I just wonder which of the sports betting operators are going to stand with the NCAA.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
But I remember being 16 in high school, being in my school uniform, long pants and a tie, and I deadlifted 200 kgs, so that's 440 pounds. So yeah, so that was I actually have a video of it, so it might get leaked somewhere. Someone might be able to find that one.
We might need to get that one to B-roll the show in.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Over the weekend, Joe, like the early line, we try to keep up on everything you need to know. And then by Monday, we had a little armchair quarterback and NFL action, which used to be college football action, which now is going to turn over to college basketball action. Joe, did you watch a little UFC action this weekend? Let me ask you that.
I did, and I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks, maybe. My goodness, that might have been one of the best fights. If that's what this season is going to be and this year on Paramount with the UFC.
Yeah.
Justin Gage, the old man, showing the young pup a little something about what it's like to be in a war. He wasn't doing a lot of dancing, was he?
Yeah.
At the end of that fight, he looked like he was in a car crash, and that's exactly what he was.
Rock'em Sock'em Robot. Here's O'Malley on the win. Let's get a little clip here.
How much that result meant to you in getting the win tonight?
Yeah, I felt like I took winning for granted for a while. I feel like I just never lost. Now coming off 2 losses, I was like, man, it really feels good to win. So I just, I don't usually get like that too. I usually after a win, I just kind of, like I said, I just feel like it's always going to win. So after coming off those losses, I definitely felt good.
Yeah, not an easy fight, obviously, and
pouring the cocaine right into the water, Joe. How about that?
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, well, now he's celebrating now. That is for sure. But yeah, no. Listen, you lose back-to-back, matches, and this was a good stepping stone. I don't think he was ever in danger of losing this one, but, he didn't have to. He was methodical about it. Now the question is, who's he going to be fighting next? The guy that's already beat him twice or Peter Yan? It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, exactly, especially with a professional athlete and as a fighter. Like, you lose 3 in a row, you're not making the card anymore at that point. Like, your livelihood is on the line at that point. So there you go. Sugar Shane having a bat. It feels good about a W here. But let's get over and reach out to the people, Joe, and find out what they're thinking here, particularly for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's Fade the Public. Maybe the ultimate Fade the Public question here that we asked at SportsGrid on X was Mike McCarthy the right choice for the Steelers as their next head coach? We won't know till they play games, but apparently the public's chimed in, Joe. 8 out of 10 votes here. Hell no, that wasn't a good hire.
They don't like, well, I mean, again, who exactly, who were you going to get in there? I mean, that would have excited the Pittsburgh fan base here. Guys from Pittsburgh, he's there to kind of try and hold this franchise together with an aging roster. I mean, given what was available at the time, you were never getting Harbaugh. So I do think that it's you could have made a lot worse moves than McCarthy, that's for sure.
Absolutely at that point here. McCarthy over to the Steelers. We'll see if Aaron Rodgers comes in behind him here. Now, new week, new money, as we like to say. Let's get some of those best bets out here. Here's Bye. We got some great college, not a huge card tonight, but great games in college basketball and about a 7-game slate in the NBA, Joe. Take us down the path where you want to go to cash in on some tickets.
Well, let's go to Cameron Indoor here, where Duke and Louisville, number 3 Duke at home, taking on number 16 Louisville. It's a rematch of a game from a few weeks ago where Louisville just absolutely boat raced them at home early, got out to a huge double-digit first-half lead. Seemed like they might be running away with it, and then Duke in the second half absolutely smoked them behind Cameron Boozer in an unbelievable second half. But that game was without Mikael Brown Jr., a 5-star absolute stud that Louisville has been out with as their quarterback at the guard position. He is back in this game. We've got revenge, and we've got a Louisville team that has the great equalizer. Pat Kalshi, nobody shoots more threes than Louisville. And when they make 11 or more of them, Donnie, we gave you the number, 24-3. I think they make, I don't know if they make enough of them to win, but I think they make more than enough of them to keep this thing close and cover this number tonight.
Splash down city, baby. We'll see if they can knock down those 3-point shots because they love to shoot them, and Duke will let you shoot them. The only matter of fact is if you can make them. For me, headed to the NBA, a 3 o'clock game this afternoon. I'm going to take those Charlotte Hornets. -3 over the Philadelphia 76ers. The total's 227.5. Maybe it's a slow down play. The Sixers stuck on the road. Hornets get the victory at home. Why? Only 30% of the tickets coming in on those Charlotte Hornets here. I'm going Hornets today. Afternoon matinee style.
Get it done. Let's go, Hornets. Let's get it done. 2-0, baby.
Double it up. We'll be back on a Tuesday. More NFL thoughts, more college football thoughts, more thoughts. You love it. See you tomorrow bright and early on the early line.